PGA Tour heads to Florida this week. We are done with the West Coast swing. We are now in Palm Beach Gardens for the Cognizant Classic. Previously, the Honda Classic. It'll always be the Honda Classic to me. We missed a couple weeks, both Pebble and Genesis, but we're back ready to go with picks for the week and then a look at some of the key storylines ahead of the first of a few Florida golf tournaments. We're here at PGA National, one of the premier courses in the PGA Tour. Unfortunately, we don't have the best players in this field, though. Out of the 123 player field, we only have 8 of the top 50 players in the official world golf rankings. Now, why is this? It's a multitude of things. The primary reason being it's not one of the 8 signature events. So the big names are less inclined to play in this event. Your Scotty Schefflers, Rory McIlroys, because they're not getting them as many points as, say, the Genesis Invitational last week, or even the Arnold Palmer Invitational next week. And also, the purse is slightly smaller. So, with that, we're going to see a lot of smaller names on this card, but it means that there's just some great value. We're going to get into the long shots, even some that are over 100 to 1. And those types of guys have won this tournament in the past. We'll see if they win it again. There's no bigger name, however, than Brooks Koepka playing in this tournament. It's his hometown event. He lives right down the road in Palm Beach. He wasn't able to play in the 2 signature events the past 2 weeks. He hasn't played since the Waste Management Phoenix Open because he wasn't exempt to play in the 2 signature events, right? I mean, he came from Live. He was just trying to play in however many PGA Tour events they would let him. He's now able to play in this one, which is good for the PGA Tour because there's not many big names in this one, so it's going to be fun to watch. Brooks Koepka coming off that 2-week break. He missed the cut in his previous outing in Phoenix. Before that, he did make the cut, though, in California at the Farmers Insurance Open. Brooks has played in this event 7 times. It's not a shock. He's a Florida guy. He's only had 2 top 25 finishes. He came as a runner-up in 2019 and in 16th place in 2022. So he doesn't have the best success here. I'm not going to take him. However, he is the most popular bet. No more tickets on anyone else other than Brooks Koepka. No surprise there. We mentioned the 8 top 50 golfers in the world. There's also 6 past champs of this event. Joe Highsmith being the defending champ from last year, wearing that bucket hat, getting it done at PGA National. Austin Eckert the year before that. Chris Kirk, Keith Mitchell, 2 Georgia Bulldogs, go Dogs. And then rounding it out, Camilo Vegas and Matt Kuchar all the way back in 2002. So I mentioned we're in Florida. This is a big difference from the West Coast swing. The first 6 weeks of the PGA Tour, we were in Hawaii, California, Arizona. Now we're in Florida, which is a completely different climate. It's a completely different geography type. I wasn't good at geography in college. However, I did take it. It was a pretty easy credit. But it's important to note that Florida has completely different playing conditions for these golfers. It's a lot flatter. There's a lot more water, which means accuracy off the tee is going to be huge to avoid those penalty areas. And the putts are going to be rolling on Bermuda greens this year. Now, why is that important? It's going to be a completely different roll, a completely different feel for these players on the putting surfaces. So we're going to be sure to look at players that thrive on those Bermuda greens. Going into Taft's approach to green, the betting favorite this week is the Irishman Shane Lowry at 12 to 1. Those odds have just kept going down and down and down as more and more players have withdrawn from this event. Ben Griffin, Adam Scott were 2 of the favorites. They WD'd on Monday, but Shane is now the favorite, and for good reason. He has 3 top 5 finishes in his last 4 starts in this event. He had a second in 2022, a T5 in 23, a T4 in 2024, and last year he finished T11. He thrives in this tournament, and you could also argue this is the easiest field he's played in of those last few years. He's also 2 for 2 in finishing inside the top 25 this season. He did it at Pebble, and he did it at the Genesis Invitational, both of which were signature events. Shane Lowry's playing good golf right now. He is a good bet even at this low number. He's the second highest ranked player in the field, Ryan Gerard being the first, ranked 26th in the world. Gerard, as we know, has 2 runner-ups already this year at the Sony Open and the American Express, and he has played well in this event. He got into the field in 2023 as an open qualifier, back when Ryan Gerard was fresh out of UNC. He ended up finishing 4th. Then in 2025, he finished T25. He has good memories of this place. He likes putting on the Bermuda greens. It's not a surprise to see him at 14 to 1. Two more favorites that we have to talk about, and they have the same last name. They're actually identical twins. It's Rasmus and Nikolai Højgaard, both at 22 to 1. I think Vegas is trying to be funny here. They're the exact same in every other way, so we might as well put the exact same odds on them. They're this low of odds because they're such good putters, especially on Bermuda greens, and their approach shots are some of the best in the world. Two things that are key at PGA National, that 150 to 175 yard range for the approaches are huge. Now a couple long shots, because we have to get into the long shots at PGA National, where the last 7 winners had odds of 30 to 1 or longer. So if you want, take everything I just said and throw it out the window. These are the guys I'm betting this week. Billy Horschel at 80 to 1. He's making his 14th appearance. He's played 9 out of the last 10 years, including 3 top 10s, 6 top 25s. It makes sense. He's a Florida native, UF grad. Billy Horschel is glad to be back home in Florida. Tom Kim at 66 to 1. He's 5 for 5 on made cuts this season, playing with some motivation, trying to get more points to get back into these signature events, which he had a T34 in last week at the Genesis. Davis Riley, my favorite pick, at 125 to 1. He plays well on this Florida swing. Last year, he had 2 top 10s around this time. They came in March. We're going to be in March by the end of this tournament. I think this is a big number for Davis Riley, who could win this golf tournament. He's 4 for 4 on made cuts here, and you know he can go low. He shot a 64 in the first round of this tournament last year. And how could we forget Blades Brown? Remember when he was playing with Scotty Scheffler in the final group a few weeks ago at the American Express? He is back for the first time now. The 18-year-old will be in the field as a sponsor's exemption. He's 100 to 1 odds. Those are my picks. That's Taft's approach to green and the full preview of the Cognizant Classic. Enjoy the golf. We will see you all next time. Be sure to like and subscribe to this video. Follow me on my socials. God bless. We'll see y'all next time.